Hey folks, how's it going? This is Seagull here, back with another Sims Delivery Express video. This one is for August 10th, 2022. So in this one, we got some creative sim items, mainly focusing on masculine fashion for once, which is interesting, and we got a new scenario. The new scenario actually sounds pretty interesting. Aliens stole my parents with a difficulty of intermediate. A teen needs to take care of their younger sibling after their parents and the family wallet have been abducted by aliens. Luckily, the aliens were nice enough to leave a note. Their parents will be returned to them once both of the kids raise their grades in some simoleons. Is this teen up for the challenge of raising their kid sibling as well as some funds for the aliens? A very bizarre and silly premise, but absolutely fitting of The Sims. And you don't have to make a brand new household to play this scenario. You can use existing ones as well, so when I realized that, I knew I had to choose the Goth family. When I got into live mode, I was a little confused because Mortimer and Bella were still there, but then after a few seconds, yeah, they just disappeared as if they were going to work. So yeah, unfortunately, no actual alien abductions are shown. I can't say I'm surprised because aliens are exclusive to Get to Work, and so far all scenarios have been base game compatible, but still I think it would have been nice if an enhanced version was available for Get to Work owners and it did show the alien abductions and the aliens coming back at the end once you've completed the scenario. Interestingly, I did give this feedback to Mattnetic on Twitter, and he responded saying, "Glad you're enjoying it. That is also a very cool suggestion idea if you had Get to Work. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up, so keep your eyes peeled." I was not expecting that last sentence, so he's probably just talking about future scenarios? But I don't know if it could be a hint at a potential Get to Work refresh. Yeah, definitely makes me wonder about what the next quarter of the year, the final quarter of the year, is going to be all about, even though we're not quite done with this quarter yet. Now let's move on to the creative sim items, starting with the hairstyles, of which we have two. We have the straight medium hair, or what I like to call the Dua Lipa hairstyle. We actually got this a few months ago, but it was only available as a dyed version. Now we have a natural one, which is really nice. But we do have one completely brand new hairstyle, which is called the coily twist back hair. And I think this might be one of my favorite base game hairs now. It looks really good. I did want to show it in the salt and pepper hair color first, because I think it does show off the detail of the hair a bit better when you show it in a brighter color, which is also why I posted that color on Twitter. But yeah, really nice style, and I look forward to using that for sure. However, I have both good news and bad news to share about these hairstyles. The good news is that both of these hairstyles are available on masculine body frame. For the adults anyways, because unfortunately with the Dua Lipa hairstyle, the natural version of it, it's not available for children or toddlers. Which I find really strange because the dyed one is available for them. And, well, I can't speak for everybody, but at least for me, and I know many other people, we mainly wanted the natural version so that it would make more sense on children and toddlers than the dyed version. Next, we have some new face paint. It feels like we don't get face paint very often at all, but yeah, they're alright. I think they are meant to go with high school years, so yeah, that's kind of neat, I suppose. I'm just not sure how often I'll really use it. Next, we have some clothing. We have this high school sweater that's available on both masculine and feminine frames, and some of the swatches have the Womp Womp mascot of the high school years, as well as, I guess, what was the mining company that was in Copperdale. In addition, there are new tops and bottoms that are promoted to be new male clothes, but are available on the feminine frame as well. So we have a tourist shirt and a rolled shirt as well, so it is nice to have a few more options for basic clothing in the base game without needing to download custom content. So no complaints about those on the masculine frame, but they definitely look a little strange around the chest area on the feminine frame. I was surprised they were even available on the feminine frame in the first place. For the bottoms, we have some cuff pants, which I think look really nice. I think the texture is pretty decent, and the color selection is not bad either. There is also a pair of tourist shorts, and I think they're fine. I don't really have any complaints about them, but they don't really wow me either. But again, nice to have some basic options. The cuff pants are available on the feminine frame, but the crotch area looks very unfortunate. Oh, that's a phrase I never thought I'd be saying in a YouTube video, but I mean, it's true, and it's sad how common this is becoming. Sure, this is not something that breaks the game and makes it literally unplayable, but it's still annoying seeing all these other issues pile up on top of the ones that are currently in the game, especially right now, very soon after an expansion pack release. Thanks to JL Unicorn Boy, I did notice that there are new swatches for this pair of sneakers that weren't in the notes. I haven't used these sneakers in years, so I'm assuming the ones that I went over are the new ones, but I could be wrong. If I use sneakers or running shoes, I tend to gravitate towards ones we've received through the various DLC, but I suppose these swatches are alright. So that is it for this Sims Delivery Express drop. Overall, despite its issues, I think this is one of my favorite ones so far. Very interesting that they did a specific focus on male clothing, because pretty much always they focus a lot more on feminine fashion, which has been an issue long before The Sims 4 even came out. I have to say though, the timing of this drop sours things for me a bit. And yes, before some of you get smart and try to say, oh, you do know the team that fixes bugs and the team that develops new content are separate, right? Yes! I've been covering The Sims for almost a decade, and I've been playing video games in general for a lot longer than that. Of course I know that. But that still doesn't change the fact that the timing of this could have been better. There's still so many bugs with the free updates before high school years and the pack itself. Just because it's free content doesn't mean that it gets a free pass from any sort of criticism. You have the right to be upset if your game's not working, or if you're having some really annoying bugs. I'm not trying to tell the developers to stop making content altogether. I'm saying the timing of the release was not great. With these SDX drops, they're meant to be more flexible than patches because they don't have to wait until a patch comes out to give this content to us. So I think this is more flexible than a full-on patch. So if this had instead been a patch with no bug fixes attached to it, okay, I would agree with the sentiment that there probably wasn't any room for flexibility on this. It was already scheduled and they would have had to release it, but I don't think that's the case with SDX drops. Even just recently, when those of us in the EA Creator Network program were doing the early access coverage for Werewolves, there was that invisible werewolves bug, and then they turned that around so quick, like in a day or two, they already dropped another SDX that fixed that bug, and thankfully before it released publicly for everybody. So if they can put an SDX drop out that quickly, I think they can also pull one and just delay it just as quickly. But whatever, I'm probably just gonna get backlash for this anyways. I'm just supposed to shut up and be grateful, especially because this is free content, so I'm not allowed to criticize it.